Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog Nice coming at you with the Mezco Toyz 112 Collective Bishop, the last X-Man figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This runs for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey I'm fucking with. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about.
Quick look at the artwork on the right side of the box. It is the same on the right and the left. And as I look at the back of the box, you can see all of the accessories, a few different portraits of the figure. No need to dwell on that. We're gonna go over everything now. All right, here we go. Lucas Bishop, AKA Bishop, who first appeared in Uncanny X-Men number 282 in November of 1991. Now, this particular figure from Mezco is their very first Bishop. I guess according to the artwork on the box, this is loosely based on the 1999 storyline, The Last X-Man. They took some liberties here with the costume, but we all know that's what Mezco does. This is how the figure looks straight out of the package. I haven't added on any accessories or anything. Just want to take a quick casual look at this figure. I'm sure there's plenty of reviews already out there. I'm just kind of getting my mojo back in terms of reviewing, but based on what I've seen already, I knew he was going to be a good looking figure. He is a very good looking figure. Now, I do have some issues. There have been some QC issues across the board. I do think I have some things that may be unique to my figure. Not 100% sure yet, but yeah, wonderful looking head sculpt. This is the one that has the locks. I like this a lot. I like the colors on the uniform. I like the armor. He's repping, gang gang. X logos on both gloves. He's got like a wrap on the left hand here though. Interesting choice of material and design here. This I could see possibly getting messed up. It is sort of like a rubbery material here on the left thigh. Plenty of holsters and pouches and what have you to house all of his weapons and accessories. We'll get into that. The shoulder pads here have some give to them, so you know you can articulate the arms and the shoulders and get them up pretty far. Obviously, I'll go over the articulation. Now, my particular issue right off the bat that I saw was that you can see how the armor here is not really lined up. His upper torso seems off-centered, and you can see his pelvis, the crotch, looks like it's kind of off-centered, like it's kind of tilting to the left a little bit here. I've been trying to twist things and get it right, but something just seems off with the pelvic area. I got to try to fix that. I do know there have been some issues with the bicep swivel, I believe. Looks like the most recent things that shipped from Mezco and Bishop and in Conan the Conqueror have had some issues with the bicep. But all of the little details, the boots look great. Treads on the bottom of the boots. Some pegos down there. You can see some red, brown buckles. Really nicely detailed. This is a separate part. These little knee pads. If you wanted to kind of clip that and pull these off, I suppose you could. The armor too is separate. Again, all you customizers out there may want to take this apart if you were afforded the luxury to get two of these, or have the ability to take this stuff off and put it back on seamlessly. But yeah, two fists out of the package. He also has two open, sort of relaxed palms, fingers close together, two more hands that are open with the fingers slightly spread. I assume you could probably hold his weapon and one of his little energy effects in these hands. If you don't know, Bishop is a mutant with the ability to absorb and redirect energy, and then he could kind of store the energy and use it to increase his strength and stamina and stuff like that. He's also got two different hands with the trigger finger extended, I suppose, for two different sized weapons. But here's one and there is the other. So three sets of hands, and then the two hands with the trigger fingers extended. Typical wrist pegs for Mezco, typical hands for Mezco as far as a softer pliable plastic. Let's get into his accessories and get them loaded up on him. So he does have a knife. Looks like he's got the sheath for the knife on his left leg. Look at that. And there's that. It's a real snug fit in there. He's got what I guess you can consider a pistol, a smaller weapon here. I'm sure it's meant to be some futuristic sort of energy blasting weapon, but I think I have the right hand attached to this one. It is the right hand, and I hope it's the correct hand is what I'm saying. Looks like this can be holstered on his right thigh, like so. I hope that's right. He's got what looks like a magazine for his larger weapon. In fact, he has two of these. There is that larger weapon. From what I can tell, brand new designs and sculpts on his larger weapon and his smaller one that's already holstered. And technically you have three magazines because there's one already in the weapon, and then the 2 additional ones that you have packed in the box. There he is holding that. But yeah, there's that. You got to kind of work with the butterfly joints and the bicep swivels and stuff to really get him in a good shooting pose. I'm just trying to breeze through the accessories though. He's packed in with 3 of these, which looks like little grenades. You can probably holster these on his belt, so I'll do that. But before I do that, you can also holster the larger weapon. I believe this is the right way to go. It looks like there's a nice little groove to hook this on right there. It seems secure, so I'm assuming this is how it goes. But it looks like this is the spot on his left side where you can plug the grenades in. Should be noted that all of these little pouches are soft, sort of pliable material here. They did a really nice job with all of the extras. All of these little parts are like have some elasticity to them, as does the bands for the shoulder pads here. Again, all of the little add-ons here, all of the extras, they did a really nice job with all of the layers and textures and what have you. But again, you get 3 of these, but it looks like 2 slots here, and it looks like they kind of tab in perfectly where the, I guess the release for them would be. So you line those up opposite of each other. And there's that. It looks like you can get the magazines in opposite directions on this holster here too. I feel like they're upside down, but that's the only way that it fits in. I feel like that might be a design flaw, like it shouldn't go that way. I changed it where they both go in the same direction. I believe that's right, even though there are instructions. I feel like the instructions are showing that it should go in. I don't even know if you guys could see these instructions. But yeah, even as I'm looking at the instructions and looking at the picture depicting how the holster is, according to the instructions, this should be more on the side and not really in the front like that. So again, I feel like this whole piece is not right. It's off center, the upper torso. He's also packed in with this little communication device, which can also be holstered on his belt. There's one more little pouch on the back end. But yeah, there's a close look at that. And there's the final slot where that goes. And that seems to be how that fits. This gun has kind of been a pain in the ass, but there's everything together. But there he is with all his hardware on. What a very good looking figure. But again, my parts seem to be a little discombobulated, off-centered. I'm not really feeling good about that. I'm kind of torn because overall he is a phenomenal figure so far. There are a few more accessories I'm gonna get into here, just giving you a look at everything plugged in. He's also got a couple of effects parts that kind of just rest in his hands. Well, this one in particular just kind of rests in the hand. I don't know if there's really a right or wrong way to do this, but it doesn't really like plug into the hand in any way, this particular one. He's also got this blast effect, which actually fits over his fist. This kind of plugs on. It's snug, it's good, except it's a little crooked on the end. And this would not be a complete Mezco without a couple of different head sculpts. So we do have one here where it looks like he's kind of utilizing his powers. His eyes are lit up. You can use that in tandem with the effects here. Again, he's got the dreads or the locks here, but he also has a head sculpt with the bald head, which looks very good as well. You know, I forgot to mention the M branding or tattoo on the right side of his face on both head sculpts. Again, both head sculpts look very good. And then his final accessory is this little cloak. It's a little tattered at the bottom. I'm not messing with this right now. I didn't really like the way it looked when I saw it in other pictures and reviews and stuff like that. I'll save that for some pictures for Instagram. In terms of articulation, pretty well articulated figure. Typical neck joint with the double ball peg or barbell joint in the neck. So it makes for a nice range of motion. Nothing really hindering the head in any way, at least not with the bald head. You know, you'll have a little bit of hindrance with the head sculpt with the locks. Shoulders will come up about that far before you start to stress the material, and about that far before you start to stress the material that way. Now, if you wanted to just completely rip the shirt off, you could do a full 360. You do have an upper bicep swivel. The one on the left seems to be a little tighter than the one on the right, but there's also a butterfly joint in there, which definitely helps when you want to start posing them up with the guns. Double jointed elbows, pretty decent articulation in the upper torso here, and you get a little bit in the lower torso. You can turn a bit. I mean, I'm sure the buck does have waist swivel, but it is hindered quite a bit. Leg will come up about that far. Split will look like that. You do get a nice bit of give in the pelvic area. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. You get a little swivel at the boot. You get a very slight hinge on the foot. The lack of articulation on the lower foot and ankle pivot on Mezco is as old as Mezco 112 Collective. So it'll turn a little bit, slight hinge, slight pivot, not really a lot, not really enough. So a few quick size comparisons. I'm gonna get up out of here. Here he is next to a couple of other Mezcos. Mezco Redpool, Deadpool, Cable on the right. You know, one of my major gripes with this Cable figure was that he was too small. Bishop 2 is small. He should be like, I don't know, 6'6", 6'7", or something like that. But he seems to be just a tad bit taller than Cable. There he is next to the very first Mezco 112 collective figure. Batman on the left and the Mythic Legion's brown horse on the right. There he is next to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, SHF, and Figma Deadpool laying on the couch on the right. There he is next to a sad and defeated Marvel Legends Juggernaut. This is Juggernaut from the 2-pack that came with Colossus on the left, and on the right the NECA T2 Terminator. And of course, gotta dig in the crates a little bit. I have the old Toy Biz bald head Bishop on the left. I believe this was the variant. There was 2 Toy Biz Bishops back in the day, one with the long hair and one with the bald head. And then on the right I have the Sauron Build-A-Figure Wave Bishop, which still holds up pretty nicely. And I tried to force this on there. You pretty much could. I guess if you heated this head up, you could probably force it onto the peg, but this is the Mezco head on the Marvel Legends body. That would look really nice if you could get it on there. But yeah, that's not really going to work with the bald head either. Again, if you heat it, maybe. And there is the other way around, the Marvel Legends head on the Mezco body. I don't know why you would want to do that, because clearly the Mezco head is the superior one, but there's a different look. But yeah, Mezco Bishop, really nice. Again, the issues that I'm having with mine in particular may be unique to me. I have to check out. Let me know in the comments below, any of you other guys who've gotten this already in the mail, if you've experienced some of the same issues. But overall, I do like this guy a lot. I would recommend him. Stay tuned for more on Instagram. You know, I'll explore some more kit bashes and swaps and pictures and things of that nature on Instagram. So make sure you follow me on Instagram at Boog_A.C.B.A. Thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there. And until next time, peace.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding, I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week. I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year. Yeah.